I'm Peggy Graham. I'm 55 years old. On May 7, 2016, I had a widowmaker's heart attack.
I had arrived at her house that same morning about 11 a.m. and I had found her and my brother working in her garage.
Mom and I were kind of hanging out, just chatting a little bit, and my sister had come over and brought her kids over to see me, mostly because I was in town. And then they decided to go inside and start making lunch.
She was sweating, and she asked me to hold her hand, and I did, and I noticed her fingertips were cold, and she'd wiped the sweat away from her forehead and said that she was feeling a little better and maybe she was nauseous. And
next thing I know, my sister comes out and says, "Hey, Mom's not feeling very well." So I go in there, and we're kind of sarcastic, so I said, "Well, what's the matter? You not feeling so well?" And she goes, "I'm fine."
So she got up and went and sat down somewhere else, and she told me to get back to work and making lunch, so I did what I was told as usual. And I come back, and by this time her arm was shaking, and so I thought that was a little odd, and she said she was cold and wanted to go lay down, and I said, "Well, Mom, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should go see the doctor." No, I'm okay. And I said, "Well, how's your heart?" Because my mom has a microvalve regurgitation. "No, my heart's fine." "Okay. Is that lunch ready yet? You need to get your kids fed." "Okay, Mom, I'll go get lunch done."
We haul cars. We have a trucking service that hauls cars.
My dad had called.
About 12:33 p.m., I just picked up the phone and called her, and then Deanne answered the phone.
I said, "Well, Mom's in her room laying down. Let me take her phone." And I went in there, and that's when I had found her gasping for air.
Deanne comes running out and said, "Hey, Mom's, something's wrong with Mom, something's wrong with Mom."
And I called 911 right away.
Got to my mother and found her gasping for air and unconscious.
We were both screaming her name, hoping she was going to respond to us, and
I slapped her, which, if anybody knows my mom, you don't get away with that. And she kind of glared at me just for a second, and then
she turned and she looked at Dustin and gave him that help me look.
It was gone, fading away. You could see the color going out of her eyes, out of her lips. So being CPR trained about 5 years before that, I kind of just went into the mode. I knew what I needed to do. So she's laying in her waterbed, which dead weight coming out of a waterbed, not an easy task. So I picked her up out of the waterbed, carried her into the living room, get her on a hard surface, and started CPR. Made sure I opened her airway, tilted her head back to do that, and then just started the chest compressions. When the sheriff arrived, he took over. He's one of the first responders. So
I was actually on the line, and then I couldn't hear what was going on. So I just kind of hanging there and, kind of suspense.
When they arrived, of course, they found her in the condition she was in, unconscious. Her heart was in cardiac arrest, and they used a defibrillator on her a couple times. Got a weak heartbeat, so at that point they were going to load her in the ambulance and take her to the hospital.
And then we got her to the hospital in Ainsworth, and via telecom with Kearney Hospital, at one time they were ready to call it. And the doctors on the telecom said, "Wait, before you call it, give her one more." And they gave her that, and sure enough, she came back.
That morning, I remember being in the garage talking with Dustin. After that, I don't remember anything for 5 days later. It did not just affect me, it affected my whole family. And now I wake up every day. It just sends a real warm feeling through your heart. Thanks to the miracle of my son being there and my daughter and my husband calling.
People being in the right place at the right time. Other than that, the importance of getting CPR certified. You never know when you're going to need it. You hope you never need it.
So we're very, very blessed. You give life to your children. You don't expect them to have to save your life.
I guess we're technically even. She gave us life and we helped save hers, so I guess we're even.